Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I'm joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck, and we are going through all our must-add players after Week 13, entering Week 14, the final week of your fantasy football regular season. I hope. If not, your commissioner probably screwed up your season. Here's how it works. We're going to go position by position. We're going to give our number one player to add at that position, and then if we have the same player, we're going to do a trivia tiebreaker, and then someone else will have to pick someone else. It's not that complicated. You will figure it out, I promise. Email us to ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com. If you have fantasy court cases, we will go over. We're going to have a pop in fantasy court on Wednesday this week.
Can't wait.
Email us ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com too. Make it an amount so we can do it, a date, whatever. It just has to be anything we can do in an order when we get it wrong. Inevitably, but we're going to go through all the picks, but just something basically to keep in mind. We're doing this for Week 14. You know, if you haven't clinched your playoffs or whatever, obviously Week 14, you might, win or go home. If you have clinched the first round bye, start looking at Week 16 and Week 17. Like, start looking at defenses or kickers, or like, even if you're a good kicker. If they're playing in Chicago in Week 16 outside, maybe go get someone in a dome. Stuff like that. Like, just peruse your lineup in Week 16 and Week 17. Defenses, kickers, any players, whatever. And if you have clinched the playoffs but can't get a bye, start looking at Week 15. That's basically the three scenarios. So, start looking at that. But we're going to talk about Week 14 right now. And then also we'll have like a couple guys, like looking toward Week 15. So we'll do that. With all that said, DK, we don't even have to pretend. Running back, the number one running back add this week is Jordan Mason for the 49ers by a lot, right? Okay, quick interjection here. This is Heifetz, and the show just ended. And as the 49ers have done to us all season, we got an injury update as soon as we stopped recording. Not only is Christian McCaffrey an injured reserve, so is Jordan Mason, the backup to Christian McCaffrey, also on IR with a high ankle sprain. So we went through this whole episode and said we would add Jordan Mason. Turns out, actually, the guy you really want is Isaac Guerendo, who, if you watch the Bills-Niners game, he was the one who scampered in for a touchdown toward the end of the game. He's good. I think the Niners trust him a lot more now than they did earlier in the season. It was kind of just like Patrick Taylor, who I assume the Niners will call up from the practice squad and be the number two. But I think Guerendo is probably going to be the guy, not as much of the guy as Jordan Mason was. But I do think Isaac Guerendo is going to get 60%, maybe 80% of the snaps here, and Patrick Taylor will fill in. But yeah, I'd go get Isaac Guerendo, and I would spend all of your free agent auction budget on Isaac Guerendo. Obviously, he's more of a risk than Jordan Mason, but I mean, Jordan Mason in his first game filling in from McCaffrey got almost 30 touches in that game. I don't think Guerendo will get that much, and there's not that much trust there as there is with Jordan Mason, but Isaac Guerendo is the guy, and I don't know what is afflicting the San Francisco 49ers, but they're cursed. But I would still go to Isaac Guerendo. And we're going to do the rest of this conversation. If there's any mentions to Jordan Mason, it's because we recorded it before he went on IR. 49ers, weird team. All right, let's get back to the show.
Christian McCaffrey pulled up lame. Sounds like it's a PCL injury, possibly
Not
more.
buying it.
Craig is a conspiracy theorist that he thinks he popped his Achilles, even though he ran off the field. I don't know. But either way, it's sounding like it's probably going to be a season-ending injury for Christian McCaffrey. At this point, why bring him back? Honestly, just preserve him for next year.
He's done.
Yeah. So Jordan Mason runs hard. This is typically a pretty good run team. When he was healthy, Jordan Mason, he had a couple of shoulder injuries earlier in the year, but when he was healthy, he was like a really valuable running back. So go get him. Spend the rest of your fab. I feel like you can go
100%.
Yeah.
Every dollar you have in free agent auction budget, and then, if you could still trade for more to go get him.
Even though McCaffrey came back, when did he come back? Week 11? McCaffrey? 10?
We hardly knew him. Even with McCaffrey coming back, I still think Jordan Mason has been the best running back waiver wire ad of the year, right? Like just for what he gave you.
Him or Kareem Hunt, I would say.
Just for what Jordan Mason gave you in the first month of the season. Like you probably won 2 or 3 more games than you would have because you had Jordan Mason in September.
Yeah.
I think also just on the Jordan Mason thing, also if while you're making that claim, probably just add Isaac Guerendo just in case. Like after, obviously Jordan Mason top priority. If you don't get him, Guerendo.
But yeah, he's been banged up. Jordan Mason,
he's had shoulder issues, and those don't tend to go away like really quickly. And so if he gets, and he runs so hard, he's kind of like the James Conner type of runner. He's just like looking for contact. So Guerendo is a nice just backup option to have on your bench if Mason goes down.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlapping, very zero regard for self-preservation between Jordan Mason and Kyle Shanahan, his Jordan Mason's first start that Monday Night Football game in week 1. I think Kyle Shanahan gave him the most carries he's ever had in any game in his career, like more than college,
he was like
high
tired.
school. Yeah. So yeah, I think Isaac Guerendo, that's a perfect person. Guerendo is the new Jordan Mason. If you have a bye, or if you're trying to have an upside stash, that's like a Guerendo now. So yeah, we all agree on Jordan Mason. We can do a little Jordan Mason. What is it now, Craig?
It is the Jordan Mason showdown time. Damn. I was early. I was trying to do the gong bang on video. If you're trying to catch this on video, head on over to the Ringer NFL YouTube channel. Watch us. You can watch this. It's magic.
Watch this.
On screen. Although I'm not in my own home, so my background is pretty.
You got a hammock
bland.
back there somewhere?
I got a hammock and a white wall. I feel like I'm 23.
Yeah, get like a fold-out chair back there. You're solid.
IKEA lamp. Yeah.
Got a stew going.
Like a Bob Marley poster.
Endless Summer.
Boondock Saints.
The poster with no frame.
Pulp Fiction. Dude, if you're in college and your poster is framed, you have a problem.
Dude, frames. Yeah, no. Anybody who has frames in college.
If you're spending money on a frame.
Are you kidding me? And taking the time to put it in the frame and hang up the frame?
Who's got frame money? This email's from Connor.
Kanban.
We were talking on Sunday about Gus Johnson's legendary call from the Ohio State-Michigan game this weekend. Do we still have that? Can we play that, or is that not technically possible?
Looking! It's
Ward looking! And it's intercepted at the goal line! Unbelievable! Wow! Jack Sawyer!
Jack Sawyer!
Captain Jack!
Jack Sawyer!
I love when he goes, oh, wow! There's like so much air in that. It's so breathy. Wow!
And the Sawyer's an overcorrection from the interception. He's like, Sawyer! Like his voice comes back in.
Jack Sawyer!
I'm going to get up really quick. We're going to keep the pod going. My dog just walked in. I got to close the door.
Oh, what's your dog's name?
His name's Bo. Not my
Bo.
dog, my in-law's dog.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you call your in-laws dog? Like your dog-in-law?
Your dog-in-law?
Does that count? I feel like that counts.
Your dog-in-law.
Dog-in-law.
Anyway, all this Gus Johnson stuff started with Craig's impression of CJ Stroud.
Okay.
So Connor's question is, CJ Stroud has started 25 games at Ohio State. How many of those games has Gus Johnson commentated? Like how many CJ Stroud games did Gus Johnson announce?
It'd be funny if it was like none.
Oh, I know for sure it's not.
And the Stroud thing is like, Stroud.
Just
It's all made up.
This is a figment of our imagination.
What is that? What's that called when you make up the memories?
The Mandela effect.
Yeah.
That's for people's deaths, though.
Right.
But same thing.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
25.
13.
You said 25 of 25? How is that even possible? You think he's announcing Ohio State versus the Citadel?
That's what it felt like. I'll be honest. Studying Stroud's tape.
Well, I said 12, and I don't know how this is possible, but I won, and the answer is 8.
Damn it.
Oh, well.
Did not expect to win that one.
Shit.
So
I
I get
more
Jordan
serious
Mason.
about it. Jordan Mason at stake.
Yeah, so I get Jordan Mason. DK, you're super last. So Craig, you get to go next. And you're the avatar for every league where nobody dropped Jordan Mason. So this is a good exercise.
There we go.
This is kind of hard. I'm kind of between so Breece Hall and the Jets is banged up and didn't play a lot. So I'm thinking Braelon Allen would be a nice add here. They actually
I kind of like that one.
They have a great schedule for running back. So I'm leaning Braelon Allen. The other guys I'm considering, Blake Corum on the Rams is starting to play more. He played a fourth of the snaps last week. That's increasing. Kyron Williams is fumbling the ball a lot.
Corum over like a Tank Bigsby on Jacksonville?
Yeah, Bigsby's playing the Titans. Yeah,
but don't bend defense of the Tennessee Titans.
Right. I mean, the Titans still are. I mean, they've been letting up points, but they really don't let up a lot of yards. And I don't know. I'm like, God, the Jags. I guess it's like if you needed 1 week, maybe I guess Tank Bigsby. But for me, if you're going for upside, I would probably go after somebody like Braelon Allen. So I think I'm going to stick with Braelon Allen.
I think that's smart. In the realm of really high upside potential league winning type players, I still think Blake Corum, Braelon Allen, Trey Benson are the guys.
Kamani Vidal on the Chargers, I guess.
Kamani Vidal, if Gus Bus ends up getting benched.
But if you need someone for this week, because again, there's 6 teams on bye: Ravens, Broncos, Colts, Texans, Patriots, Washington. So that's like Brian Robinson, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, it's Joe Mixon. If you do need someone for this week, that's I think Corum's pretty dangerous for this week.
If you need to play someone this week, I'm going with Sincere McCormick.
Really?
Top 10 name all time. Sincere McCormick.
Yeah, Sincere is an unbelievable name.
The contrast between Sincere and McCormick is
think about how he can sign off every email. He can say sincerely sincere. That's just amazing.
Sincerely.
But yeah, basically, quietly, he sort of took over the Raiders' backfield last week and ran hard, looked good, had some explosive plays. The coach, Antonio Pierce, came out afterwards and said he's earned some more snaps. He's going to get more run for us. I feel like the coaching staff for the Raiders has not been happy with any of the running backs for the Raiders this week, or this season, I should say, and none of them have really established and taken control of the backfield. So maybe McCormick has that opportunity here. This is a beggars can't be choosers type of scenario. I think it's really risky if you're going to start him. But if you've got six teams are on bye this week, and I think McCormick is going to get some play. They're playing the Buccaneers. So I think he'll get a solid amount of volume. What he does with it is anybody's guess, but I don't know. He looked pretty good to me last week. I actually mentioned this, I think, to Austin a couple weeks ago. McCormick got a couple carries, I think 2 weeks ago, and I was like, McCormick kind of flashing. And then this week he I think took over the backfield for the Raiders. Beggars
can't be choosers is a perfect way to put it. I think realistically, this is another week where it's like if you're really that desperate, if you have two running backs, you need a flex. You probably want to go to receiver. But yeah, if you really genuinely need to plug a running back from waivers into one of your running back spots, here you are. It was week 14 playing Sincere McCormick.
My God. DK, you and I have an uphill battle here to beat Heifetz. I feel like him getting Jordan Mason makes things very difficult for us.
Yeah, he might just win that alone. Okay, receivers. I'm taking Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. I'm doing it.
I agree. I said fuck it. I put him at number Nick 1 as well.
You know what? I'm ending the ride. I know that once we pick Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, he'll stop scoring. But
we had requests from Titans fans to not pick him again.
I could not be more confident that he will not score a touchdown this week.
I agree. And for those who are listening and don't know what we're talking about, we have refused. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine now has 7 touchdowns in his last 8 games.
8. He has 8 in his last 8.
8 in his last. I keep forgetting.
2.
8 in his last 8 games.
Yesterday.
He's getting better.
8 in his last 8 games, which has never been done in an 8-game span for someone that only has 20 catches.
He's fourth in the NFL in touchdowns.
What's funny is
he has 20 catches on the year, the entire season. Jamar Chase has 84 catches.
Nick Westbrook-Ikhine has 8 touchdowns in the last 8 games, and yet he's still only the wide receiver 22 over that span. Because that's all he's doing is catching like 1 touchdown. That's it.
He catches every 2.5 catches. He gets a touchdown for every 8 games. So anyway, we've been betting against every single week. We've been like, that touchdown didn't mean anything. Don't pick him up. And it's been this started like before Halloween. It's almost Christmas. So you know what?
We are buying high. This is the absolute worst way to do this.
I'm buying Bitcoin at 100,000. I saw Enron is back now. And I'm like, you know what? Now's the time to get into crypto.
I'm the one who's like been railing against superstition this whole time. I don't believe in superstition. However, I'm going to hold it down for Titans fans. I'm going to say, fuck that. Don't grab Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. Don't do it. He's not even on my list. I refuse.
He's not.
Someone else.
We can't actually do this. Imagine playing him in a week 14 with your playoffs on the line and he gets 1 catch for 5 yards and doesn't score.
Him going 8 straight weeks with a touchdown and then in week 14 killing your team is.
Wait, Craig. Wait, we can't pick him, can we?
Classic
no, I'm taking.
fantasy.
I don't want him. No, I can't.
No,
do this.
You guys take him. I'm taking one for the team here and keeping like whatever. I don't know what the expression is. Like keeping the superstition alive here and not picking him. You guys can pick him.
That's not how it works because that's still the Nick Westbrook-Ikhine showdown time. Doesn't matter if you don't do it. I'm backing out because I'm saying it sounds so stupid. It sounds like insane to be like, I want this guy. It's literally like you've seen red on like a roulette table, but it's like a number. It's like just, it's been 37 times in a row. So I'm just going to put my all my money on 30. That's crazy.
You would have said that though after the 4th 30, you would have been like, that's crazy, betting 30 again. And then it happened 3 more times and you just won a house.
God damn it.
Craig, would you bet your house that Nick Westbrook-Ikhine would score a touchdown this week?
But serious question.
I'll give you a free house.
Yeah.
Free house for you, Jim.
Would you actually, if you, like, I'm sure, like, would you actually play Nick Westbrook-Ikhine if your fantasy season was on the line? I don't think I could do it.
I wouldn't either. I mean, there's other guys on this list like Xavier Legette or Romeo Dobbs. Like, I would be probably starting those guys over Nick Westbrook-Ikhine.
I think, maybe. Yeah. I feel like maybe I should take Valdez-Scantling from the Saints.
I think you guys are crazy.
That's the same thing.
I know it is.
Cedric Tillman?
God damn it!
It's the fucking same thing. He's got like 4 touchdowns on 4 catches in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
I would rather play Ikhine than MVS.
What about there also is Elijah Moore for the Browns? We're recording this Monday before Monday Night Football, so maybe that sounds really stupid. Maybe he got hurt. Maybe it sounds really obvious because he had a great
I think
game
Elijah Moore's
going
to have a big game tonight. I'm willing to
I think Elijah Moore, because the Browns next week, they're playing the Steelers. Like, that's kind of tough. I don't love Jameis Winston versus the Browns. But
Steelers, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Jameis Winston versus the Steelers. But
I like Cedric Tillman. I'm surprised you guys have no
Well, he's
interest
hurt.
in him.
He's just got a concussion. We don't know when he'll be back.
Yeah, he's not playing tomorrow or tonight. But hopefully he'll be back next week. Previous 4 games before he got hurt, 8 targets, 11 targets, 9 targets, 12 targets.
So wait, do we have a consensus here? Heifetz.
We don't.
Who are you taking out of anybody? Who do you want?
I literally wrote down Nick like the draft day of the movie, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, no matter what, in my notes yesterday. And now we're here, and I'm like, I can't talk this. This isn't who I am. 20 catches. He has 8 touchdowns. You're going to, no, this is insane. You can't do it. You can't do it. No. I'm going to, oh my God. I can't believe I backed out of this. I'm such a coward.
I'm taking Romeo Doubs. Playing the Lions. He plays the most out of any wide receiver on the Packers when he's healthy.
My only issue is he missed, it's Monday. We're kind of in a no man's land to pick because he missed Sunday's game and they're playing on Thursday. That's my only concern. It's tough. You have to monitor whether he'll actually play in that game.
Sorry, I'm still yelling at my dog.
I feel you profoundly on this.
You know what's hard is that this dog, who I love dearly, he's so smart. He can open doors in the office I'm in.
What? Oh,
There's no lock on the door. So even if I kick him out into the hallway, he just comes back in.
How does he knows how to open the door?
Yeah.
Do you have like the handles that you just push down or whatever?
Yeah, it's just a push down.
And he just does
do that. Dude, yesterday I was outside. There's a basketball hoop in the driveway and I was shooting hoops. And I can't let Bo outside when I shoot hoops because he goes after the ball. Every time I shoot it, he'll like try to tackle the ball. So I lock him in the house for like 30 minutes when I go shoot hoops, thinking it was fine.
Just the cruelest thing you could do to a dog, Craig.
I literally just threw a ball at him for 30 minutes to tire him out, put him in the house. I literally locked the door to the backyard. But there's a door coming out of the garage that's a normal door that I did not lock. But that door is a pull towards you door, not a push open door. And after 30 minutes, he got out. He figured out how to open a door and pull it towards him and get out.
He's an Aussie Shepherd, right? Or something along those lines.
Did you ask,
those dogs are so smart.
Can you ask Bo whether he would trust Nick Westbrook-Ikhine's hot streak with the touchdowns?
Oh, we should have Bo make the choice.
Yeah, we can do that. Choice.
We can do that on Instagram. We'll put 3 names and I'll see which tennis ball he goes after.
There we go.
Also, you don't tire. DK taught us this, Craig. You don't tire a dog out by physical activity.
I know,
you
it's
have
with
to
their
do
smell.
Olfactory senses.
Just throw like a handful of kibble or something out into the yard and he'll be sniffing around for that for the next hour and a half.
Not when there's a ball around.
Yeah.
Theoretically, I thought, doors being closed was enough, but I was wrong.
My dog, I can't have George in my office anymore when I'm recording pods. I used to be able to, and he'd be like mostly fine. But now as soon as I start talking, he just comes over and stares at me and he just like wants out of the room. He doesn't want to hear me talking anymore. I think he gets like scared because I'm yelling at you guys, specifically Heifetz.
So I'm taking Dobbs. Who do you guys want again? Sorry, Bo distracted me.
I want Tillman.
Okay.
I guess I'll do Elijah Moore. Adam Thielen had 99 yards and a touchdown. I can't be watching the Panthers offense get rocked by the Eagles defense with my season on the line. So Thielen's out. MVS and Westbrook-Ikhine.
Actually,
fuck it. I'm doing MVS. It's close. You know what? Here's the real answer. It's really close. I don't know. It's Monday. We'll figure it out. Like, it's really close, and none of these are great options. But MVS against the Giants, I think the Giants defense is teetering toward quitting.
I'm worried now because LaFleur said we'll see, referring to Dobbs playing on Thursday night. So now I'm wary of that. So I think, and then if I want to go for a Panthers wide receiver, Leggett and Thielen are good, but they're playing Philly.
They're playing Philly. You can't watch that game. You're gonna feel so dumb being like, oh yeah, the Bryce Young resurgence as like
Cedric Tillman. I don't know if he's playing.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Elijah Moore, MVS, or Michael Wilson.
I think I'm gonna go with who's. They're playing the Steelers?
I know, that's the thing. It's Jameis Winston versus the Steelers. And then it's like, DK, how do you feel about the Cardinals versus the Seahawks? I feel like Michael Wilson on Seattle. I feel like Garrett Wilson should have had a touchdown. I'm not saying Michael Wilson's Garrett Wilson by any means.
Michael Wilson's a solid choice.
What am I doing?
Michael Wilson.
You know what? I'm going with Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. What am I doing? I just talked myself out of every other player. They're playing the Jags. He has 8 touchdowns in 8 games. I'm back on Nick Westbrook-Ikhine.
Dude, this is fantasy football. I'm like, he has 8 touchdowns in 8 games. That's bad though, right?
I would be seriously.
That's a bad thing, though. You should take the guy who doesn't have it.
Dude, when you look at his, when you just open up his page on Yahoo, it's 10, 13, 18, 11, 19, 8. And you're like, eh.
Nick
Anybody but him.
Westbrook-Ikhine is genuinely the first player I've ever seen when you click on his little page where you could confuse the touchdown column with the catch column. Like you 1-1-1-1-0-1-1-1-2.
Dude, the people agree. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine is only rostered in 18% of leagues on Yahoo.
Fuck it, I'm
Nobody
taking
wants
that
this
guy. Fuck it, I'll take him.
I will say in Westbrook-Ikhine's defense and in the defense of picking him for this week, analytically speaking, he's been over 20% target rate in the last 3 games.
Yeah,
and,
he had the season high in
last
targets last week.
Yeah, Will Levis.
So
all right, you know what? Fine, I'm taking.
This is
Ikhine.
a fine choice. I am purely doing it because of the superstition. Like
you don't want to curse him,
right?
All right, I'm taking Ikhine.
Me too.
All right. Yes, we're back. we made it back. Yeah.
Okay, it is the Nick Westbrook-Ikhine showdown time.
This guy's gonna break us.
I can't believe how long that took to get back.
That was pathetic.
Okay,
Everyone listening
man,
right now.
They're and back again.
All right, so this question's from Jared.
Jared.
Like Jared.
So we talked yesterday how we think that Justin Tucker has lost all his mojo because he, got too big for his britches and did a commercial as a kicker. And the commercial is for the movie Craven the Hunter.
Uh-oh.
Right? Craven the Hunter.
Yeah.
Kai told us it was MCU. Well, Jared says, technically, Craven the Hunter is the next movie in the Sony Spider-Man universe, not related to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Don't get it twisted. The movie should be just as bad as Justin Tucker missing all these kicks, but I'll digress. Trivia. Craven the Hunter first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 15.
Okay.
What year did The Amazing Spider-Man number 15 come out? AKA, what year was the first time we saw Craven the Hunter introduced to the world?
By the way, Kai, before we answer, Kai did say it's Sony Marvel, though, when he was telling us what's out.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, but he's still a Marvel character.
The Spider-Man
so
rights?
Kai is unimpeachable.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
Craven the Hunter's playing at Coachella this year.
Yeah. Craven the Hunter.
Who's he opening for?
Craven the Hunter and Ivan Cornejo.
He's opening for Lavender Brown, I think.
Yeah, Lavender Brown.
Skippy was so mad at me for not getting Lavender Brown.
DK, I gotta tell you,
She was like, what? You didn't get that? She dated Ron.
Before or after he was splinched?
We played
probably before.
Harry Potter character Coachella act. And one of my highlights of the show for me all year was DK having seen the movies and doing worse than Craig Wisdom.
Yeah, I got no excuses here. I've seen the movies probably multiple times, if I'm being honest.
The next time you guys are in LA, we should do we should go live and just screen all of the Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings movies from the Spotify theater.
Dude, that's been a thing.
Wow.
Craig, I've seen this on Instagram or Twitter lately where it's Gen Z watching certain scenes from Lord of the Rings for the first time. It's like, the scene where...
No, he doesn't know.
I won't spoil it for you, but very powerful scenes and all the Gen Z kids are crying and stuff. They didn't. I want to do that with you. Craig is too cynical. He probably wouldn't like it.
What?
La 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 la.
Oh.
Anyway, what year did Craven the Hunter appear in Spider-Man?
Oh, right.
Just wondering how he got here.
What week is it?
Okay.
I have my answer.
Yeah, I got something in mind. I am not a comic book person, so
Me
I have
neither.
no idea.
All right.
All right. 3,
All right.
2, 1.
1975.
I said 65. Craig said 75. Heifetz, what's
I was way off. I said 1935 because I
mean,
don't
who
really have a
knows? That
great
might be right.
grasp. No, I do. I'm wrong. The answer is 1964. Damn, DK.
DK, nice.
The less you know, the better you are at these things.
100%.
I think that's actually
DK was
proven
give us
extremely
history
true.
ones, give us war ones, and then you got all you didn't get a single one right.
I did fine. I did okay.
I think we each got one right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So.
I would look. It's some of these are hard questions. All right.
one of the best questions all year was how big was. It's one of the best ones all
How
year.
big
Was how
was
big
the
was the
bulge?
bulge in Battle of the Bulge? And we're like, what is the bulge?
How big
What
was
the
it?
bulge? I don't know. I
It
don't
was
remember.
several hundred square miles, I think.
Yeah, it was big.
So wait, so DK, you took Tillman, right? So you get him,
Yeah.
and then I'm second closest, so I get Ikhine, baby.
I'll take Michael Wilson, aka Demir T. Higgins.
I can't believe
All right.
no one brought up Parker Washington this whole time. 12
No,
years.
it's Trevor Lawrence is dead. No offense.
Yeah, but
I
Mac
guess that's
Jones,
insensitive.
was it Mac Jones
I
was
guess that's
feeding him?
insensitive.
Mac Jones
know,
was feeding Washington.
I can't go down that way. Like there's certain ones of like
That's
I'd
fair.
rather like if I'm
imagine gearing up for week 14, do or die to make the playoffs, and you're depending on Parker Washington and Mac
The
Jones.
Jags.
Parker Washington had 6 catches last week, and you're like, well, the rest of his season he had 9, and I'm like, that's not how I want to
fair.
lose.
It's extremely fair.
All right,
It's like, remember that one week when Sean Tucker went crazy and then disappeared?
yeah, number 1 running back in the week, and then last week they were like, we want to get him more touches. He had 1 carry for a touchdown, and then this week didn't touch the ball. So it is, you know what happens. It's on their to-do list. Tight ends again. 6 teams are on bye this week. Taysom Hill is out for the season. Dallas
Poor
Goedert's
guy.
injured. I know. R.I.P.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm going to tell my grandchildren about Taysom Hill.
He plays too hard.
It sucks
For
that
his
he's
age.
going down. He's going down in his prime, 34 years old. He'll be back.
It's unkillable.
He's going to play till he's like 40.
What you could do, yeah. Anyway, R.I.P. So people probably do need a tight end.
5-yard touchdown. Craig, I just remember I was watching the clip of that the other day. Craig's like, this man scored a 75-yard rushing
He
touchdown.
outran 11 members of the other team.
Imagine being a cornerback and watching you not able to catch Taysom Hill, who, I mean, at this point tore his ACL 12 years ago.
Dare I say I like the tight end waivers this week?
DK, who did you go with?
Well, I think Hunter Henry, we've said him like the last 7 or 8 weeks. If you still haven't picked him up, like we can't help you. I think he's
he's not
pick.
available at this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
probably.
But
He's
if
been
he
very
is,
good. He's
if
been
he
super
is
consistent.
available on your waiver wire, I'd go get him.
Definitely.
Secondary to that, I think, speaking of the Saints, like Juwan Johnson with Taysom Hill out, the Saints are basically down to MVS, Cedric Wilson, some randos in the receiving core. I think Juwan Johnson is going to have a chance to step up here and get a lot of targets. He's like much more risky than some of these other guys. Like Pat Freiermuth, I feel like is a low ceiling, high medium floor type of guy. And so I think to me, it's between Patty Fries and Juwan Johnson for this week. Who else?
I want to add in Grant Calcaterra. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yep.
Dallas Goedert looks like he's going to be out. He has a knee injury, might miss a few weeks. Every time he's out, Calcaterra plays well, and they're playing the Panthers this week, who have given up the most fantasy points to tight ends this year.
Grant Calcaterra
that one.
is the first player in the history of the show to graduate from 2 tight ends who outscored Kyle Pitts in a lie to an actual honest-to-God waiver tight end recommendation.
Yeah.
That's a historic moment. I went with Will Dissly for the Chargers, man. I know he didn't have a great week last week. And at halftime, Lad McConkey had
0
105.
catches.
Okay, but overall though, he's still playing a lot in the Chargers. That's still who they want to be. That was just a really random week where Lad McConkey had 105 of the 115 yards. You just don't see that a lot.
I think
just
didn't
very
Herbert
specific
have
to that game.
8 pass attempts or something in the second half? It was like they were super.
Yeah,
ran slow in this one.
I think that was the Chargers deciding they wanted out physical Cousins and the Falcons. I don't. The Chargers are playing the Chiefs this week. I am totally fine with Will Dissly. I know it's a little scary that he didn't have the catch last week, but
I think I would rather go with Noah Gray over Dissly. Noah Gray's actually out there playing well.
The Nick Westbrook-Ikhine
I think the 2 Titans in that
ends.
game. That's Noah Gray, 2 touchdowns. Then he had 2 touchdowns again, and then this week he didn't score, but he had 6 targets. That was my other guy. Was Noah Gray? I think Noah Gray's going to kind of I think Travis Kelce might retire after this season, and I think Noah Gray is basically studied at the school of Kelce for the last 3 seasons, and is going to cosplay as Kelce. I think he's going to be really good. It's not going to be Kelce, obviously, but I do think Noah Gray will be a fantasy relevant person for maybe a few years.
I could see that.
So I have no problem with Noah Gray. It's over Dissly.
All right, so it feels like we're all a little scattered. We'll do trivia and then we can make our picks. But I have to. Who do I name the showdown time after?
Let's do Calcaterra.
No, I'll do Noah Gray. It's not the Grant Calcaterra showdown time. You convinced me, Noah Gray.
We do the Nick Westbrook-Ikhine and Noah Gray episode.
Noah Gray's only 25. He seems 28 to me in my head. Can't believe he's that young. All right, it is the Noah Gray showdown time.
All right, this one's from Blake.
Blake,
a truly original question here. Blew my mind. The alphabet has not always had 26 letters. In what year? What was the last year that they added a new letter to the English alphabet?
So they added another squiggle to the U and made it a W.
Basically, at what point there were 25 letters? When was the 26th letter of the alphabet added?
Can we know what the letter was?
To tell you the truth, the first time I did this, I misread the question. I thought I had to guess the letter.
Mm-hmm. And it's whoever gets closest on
Which we could do. We could do that if you want instead, because like that's what I did at first, and I read the answer. And I was like, "Oh shit, I did this wrong."
Well, yeah. What is it? W?
That's I said X.
Oh, X is good. Q? What is it?
I was gonna guess V.
We all did. The answer is J.
Oh,
that's interesting. Okay.
The end. So in 1524, the letter they added J. It wasn't until 1524 when John Giorgio Trissino, an Italian Renaissance grammarian known as the father of the letter J, made a distinction between the two sounds. That's like my father invented the toaster strudel.
I was gonna say this reminds me of like the Austin Powers thing. He would make fabulous claims like he invented the question mark.
Yes.
I had a normal upbringing as normal upbringing as anyone else. Retro, what was it? Retro.
Oh, vacations in Rangoon.
Shaved my scrotum.
Yeah. Vacations in Rangoon.
Oh God.
He invented the letter J.
Wait, so I didn't know you were going to give the year, Heifetz. We have to do another trivia question now.
Well, no, you guys gave the letters.
What did you guess?
But
so we're going to guess who's closest?
There's no guess who's closest. Someone got closest. I have to go through the whole alphabet to figure out who's closest, though.
What did I say? Q or did I go
M-N-O-P? Yeah, QRS.
If it's Q, I think
what
it's.
Did you? No, you said W.
I said V, so I'm like not getting it right.
QRSTUV. Oh no, DK one W.
I did end on Q. I think we should just do a new question. I didn't know we were actually guessing that.
Let's do another question.
That is fun though. Fine. I would not have guessed 1524. I don't know what I would have guessed, but I don't think I would have guessed that.
The father of the letter J.
When was the alphabet created? The English alphabet.
Should we just do that right now and look up the answer?
What do you think the father of the letter J? Does he think it's GIF or GIF?
Whoa. Well, it's spelled with a G.
Obviously, he would be GIF. That was the whole point. That was like the whole point of the J.
Okay, that didn't land.
Should we just look up when English alphabet was invented, or should we pull up a new question?
Let's do a new one. Let's do a fun one. Let's get the listener involved.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is good. Do you want a question about beignets or the Iron Cross?
Man,
Heifetz.
What a question.
Let's do the Iron Cross.
I may or may not have screwed up the different. But
Heifetz is trying to give American soldiers the Iron Cross.
It was 1 a.m. I confused the Iron Cross.
In Heifetz's defense, I would not have known that either, so it's fine.
Thank God I'm here.
What is I'm kind of curious about the beignet fact.
Oh, well, yeah. Why don't we do the beignet?
Let's do them both. Fuck it.
A little less Nazi.
It's week 14 waivers.
To beignets.
No one's listening anyway.
How much does an order of 3 So the most famous beignet place in New Orleans is Café du Monde. How much does an order of 3 beignets cost at Café du Monde?
Dude, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. We got to go.
How much does
we're going to New Orleans. Dude, the line is so long, though. People who live in New Orleans, email us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com.
Let's just go to a different underground beignet spot.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's fried dough.
Blasphemy.
No, it's fried dough. I'm going to wait an hour and a half in line for fried dough. I'm like, I can get fried dough like 2 blocks away. Email me at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com if I'm wrong.
Café du Monde people are just furious right now with you.
Is it really that much better?
Is it that good, or is it just famous like Hollywood Boulevard and you actually go and it sucks?
Or like the Philly cheesesteaks. Like I've been to Philly.
Probably more bladder.
Dude, I waited 90 minutes in line for a Philly cheesesteak at Pat's.
It's the experience, you asshole.
The experience of waiting in line?
Yeah. Besides,
dude,
it goes
great
fast.
Philly cheesesteaks you don't have to wait for.
Big of a deal.
The only time I've waited in line for like the the famous cuisine in a city and it was worth it is in Austin. I waited at one of like the big barbecue spots for like
1,000%.
It was fucking great.
Shout out to Terry Blacks in Austin, Texas, who has figured it out because it's just as good as like Franklin's, but Franklin's you got to wait 4 hours in line on the sidewalk. And Terry Blacks, you're through that bitch in 30 minutes. They'll sell you a beer in line.
I waited at, I think the place is called La Barbecue, and it was awesome.
Yes,
we waited for like
it's
90
really
minutes. They gave us like little bits of brisket and a drink in line. It was great.
La Barbecue's great as well.
Yep.
Yeah. The barbecue's worth it. Everything else. Beignets, come on. Like,
So what's the beignet question?
Oh,
How much does an order of
How much
three
does 3 beignets
cost?
cost at Cafe du Monde?
Interesting. Well, if it's a real commercial spot and it's like a real tourist attraction, they're going to jack up those prices.
So I was thinking too. It's a banana, Michael. What could it cost?
All right.
$10?
You guys ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
$24.
I said $16.95.
$1.50.
$1.50.
$1.50
for all three?
I think it's cheap.
$1.50.
Oh, I said 24. I was thinking $7 a pop plus tax.
DK, wait, sorry. What was your answer?
$1.50
for 3?
Yeah.
I like it. He's zagging.
Have you had a beignet?
Yes, I've been to Cafe du Monde.
Well,
I think my recollection is it's cheap, but I could be completely
right.
wrong.
$3.85.
Wow.
Fuck yeah. You fucking
Nice.
doubters.
Craig and
Nice
I live in
DK.
LA, don't we?
Yeah.
A beignet's
yeah.
$1?
They're
How
like,
big are they?
Their business plan is just like fucking getting people through there. That's why it doesn't take that long to wait in line either for it.
It took forever.
People get in, get out.
Yeah, but time passes differently when you're hungover.
Okay. Anyways, I won.
Fuck. Now I feel like an asshole.
So I'm gonna stick with the New Orleans theme here, Juwan Johnson. Also,
All right.
I want to do the other quiz. I want to do the Iron Cross quiz. I'm curious now.
Oh, we do.
Let's
There's something
finish
funny
up-
about waiting an hour in line to pay $4. How many things can you do that for in life?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything. I don't know. I guess I don't know. So let's finish out this tight end round and then we can do the Iron Cross
All right.
question.
Craig and I really did Lucille Bluth right
You
there.
guys
That's really
said
funny.
I guess
$25.
$24 for 3
I don't know.
beignets.
I've never been. I saw people waiting 90 minutes in
fried
line. I
dough.
don't know what it costs.
Dude, like, if you go to like a fancy donut shop, they're expensive.
You go to county fair, funnel cakes, cash money, man. They charge for that
I think
shit.
their whole deal, their whole shtick is like
Cup of coffee now is $8.
We haven't jacked up the prices in 50 years, and they're never gonna. It's like probably 50 cents for a coffee.
Well,
They have the same
Costco.
menus since like 1974.
If you know the founder, it's like if you change the price of the Costco hot dog, I'll fucking kill you.
Right. Exactly.
All right,
okay.
Heifetz, then you're technically second. Who do you want?
Noah Gray. You convinced me actually off Will Dissly.
All right. I want Freiermuth.
Yeah.
No Calcaterra after all that.
No, I don't know. I want the vibes in
All right.
Pittsburgh. Vibes are high. Pickens could get suspended at any moment, so I want Freiermuth.
We're waiting on bated breath for Pickens to get suspended.
Pickens could do anything at any moment.
And speaking of which, if you need to stream a quarterback, which a lot of people might, because Jaden Daniels on bye, Bo Nix is on bye, Anthony Richardson's on bye, Stroud thankfully is on bye finally. I would say Russell Wilson, as Craig just said for the Steelers. I mean, even in the snow game, he had some fantasy points. Last time they played the Browns, again, second most passing yards of his career. Hard to do better than that with Russ. And again, as Will Levis is there too, or Jameis Winston as well. We'll see how Jameis plays on Monday night tonight. But hard, I think, to put your season on the line with Will Levis over Russell Wilson right now.
Yeah. Although Levis, sneaky.
You could
sneaking
go
up.
Levis. I would go in that order. Russ, Will Levis, Jameis Winston, with the opportunity to move James up or down depending on how he plays tonight versus the Broncos, who are a much better defense. Well, no, sorry, not much better. They're playing the Steelers. That's why I don't like Jameis next week. He's like, that's Broncos, Steelers, it's tough. But
Especially Steelers are going to, they're not going to lose twice to the Browns, I would imagine.
and on that note, with defense, a couple of serious defenses. The Bucs defense is playing the Raiders. I think that's I just think that's solid. Like that's perfectly solid. Saints versus the Giants. I think that could be I don't think the Saints defense is awesome right now, but the Giants defense is pretty bad. Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito. I'm wearing a Tommy DeVito shirt right now. It's not good. So I think that's pretty good. You guys saw the pathetic Drew Lock strip sack or just fumble on. I think the Saints versus the Giants, that could be one of the stupid things that wins you a matchup is the Saints playing the Giants this week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Too hard
All
on
right.
Drew Lock.
Kai, you want to get in here and pick one of these teams? Kai, just skip to picking my team. I have Jordan Mason.
What? No, this is a tough one. No, I'm picking Heifetz's team.
Yeah.
Who won last week?
Heifetz is in the lead currently. So DK is in third with one player to play, Devon Vele. He needs 10.8 points to catch Heifetz. He had Tank Bigsby, Devon Vele, Cole Kmet. And Craig, you had Amir Abdullah, Dontavian Wicks, and Will Dissly for 11.3 points. And then Heifetz finished with Gus Edwards, Xavier Legette, Noah Gray for 18.9 points.
Okay.
Ooh.
So 2 in a row
There you go.
for me. Feel pretty good
What's
about
the
that.
trivia
Nice work.
situation?
Thank you, sir. Trivia is crazy. DK took the lead with that Beignet question with 15.
Damn it.
Craig, you have 14. Heifetz, you have 10.
Craig and I really Lucille Bluth that. That was pretty amazing.
I didn't even consider the fact that they could be cheap.
I just saw the line for when I was in New Orleans. I saw the line and I'm like, I'm not waiting on that line.
I waited. So
I've never been to New Orleans.
It's the most and
Craig, you're
least
gonna love
American
it.
place I've in America.
Yeah.
The most what?
The most and least American place in America is New Orleans.
Right. It looks like France. or
Yeah,
whatever.
you walking around, it's like in my mind what I thought like Havana would look like is what New
Do
Orleans looks
people
like.
call New Orleans Crescent City?
That's its nickname. I don't know if people call it that a lot.
Yeah, it's like San Fran. People from San Francisco hate when you call it San Fran, but people who are
Mhm.
not from there call it. I don't know what the deal is with New Orleans and who actually.
Because I saw
uses
the
term.
Pelicans jersey said Crescent City, and I was like, "Is that?" I didn't realize that was so popular.
I suppose I shouldn't tell you what New Orleans people do because I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
it's like common, but I could be wrong.
City Connect is funny because when they hit, they're so good, but then when they're bad, they're kind of bad.
Yeah.
When they hit, they're awesome.
Should we do Iron Cross trivia?
We have emails. You guys want to?
I want to do the Iron Cross.
Oh my
trivia.
God!
DK
all right, we'll do
wants
the
Iron Cross.
Just give us
Okay,
the
the
Iron Cross
fucking Iron
already.
Cross. Jesus, we'll do the Iron Cross trivia. Kai, get in this. You
Why do you like
embarrass
Iron
yourself.
Crosses so much, DK?
I'm here.
Yeah. What's up, TK?
It's like the Succession joke. You read Mein Kampf twice?
So what did you not get on the
Did you
first
miss something
read?
the first time?
You missed something on the first read? This is from Micah.
Micah.
What year was the first Iron Cross awarded?
That's obvious.
I gave my answer.
Remind me what this is.
Heifetz said that Whizzer White, the famous World War II veteran / football player / Supreme Court justice,
American icon,
was in World War II and won the Iron Cross. I was
I
like,
meant
no,
like the Bronze Star.
which is a German war medal.
It's like,
Got it.
I think it's like the Medal of Honor, kind of.
Yes, the Medal of
but
Honor for Germany.
but for Germans.
Okay.
And specifically, I think it's associated a lot with Nazis, but it's not specific.
It's literally the logo for the Nazis in the Call of Duty games. Like that's an Iron Cross. As far as I know.
It's
Well, not
older
the
than
logo, but the
Nazis.
other logo.
Not to
Right.
give Craig a huge clue, but yeah.
All right.
All the
Ready?
Also keep rolling.
Okay, I got an idea. Got a thought. 3, 2, 1.
1820.
1943. Oh,
Kai, what'd you say?
1943.
Okay,
Oh, wow,
I said
went-
1700.
Okay, that makes you feel better. I said 1820.
I said 1860. I was thinking Otto von Bismarck up in this bitch, and the answer is 1813. Unbelievable.
13.
That's
Yeah.
so big.
Damn. Also, if any German listeners are listening to this and absolutely horrified by any aspect of this conversation, please email us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com. We're very open to cultural correction. I can't even tell you how many people from the United Kingdom were very happy to correct us when we did not know about the UK and England versus Britain. So we're happy to be corrected on anything.
I knew that, for the record.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I couldn't
Same.
tell you off the dome like 2 years ago what Britain versus the United Kingdom, like England versus Britain versus the United Kingdom. Put a gun to my head. I'm going to get that wrong.
Can I also get Grant Calcaterra now that I won that or no? Can I have 2 tight ends?
Sure.
That changes the equation on who I'm picking.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no.
I don't get it. Okay.
All right. This email is from Redacted.
Redacted.
Redacted. Back when the 49ers still played at Candlestick, I worked as part of the catering staff that would be the waiters or bartenders for the luxury suites. Part of our responsibilities were servicing both the 49ers owner's box and the visiting owner's box. For the most part, this was remarkably boring, and all the people in the owner's box were on their best behavior. However, not the case for a game near the end of the 2010 season. That was Mike Singletary's second year as head coach of the Niners. Season had not gone great, and throughout much of this game, 49ers owner Jed York was making snide comments about nearly every coaching decision Mike Singletary was making, culminating in a pretty bad coaching challenge that clearly the 49ers were not going to win. And at this point, Jed York gets up from his seat, says, "That's it, he's done," and leaves the box and spends the rest of the game on a couch in the lobby area entry to the owner's box.
Wow.
And then Mike Singletary was fired after the game. I don't know when Mike Singletary was told, but whether he knew it or not, the decision was made in the middle of the game.
Wow. Well, I'm assuming a lot of decisions are made in the middle of a game, right?
Yeah.
But we have somewhat proof on this one.
Yeah.
The other one I
amazing.
found, the other one I found was that I didn't realize this, but 2 years ago, Navy lost in like double or triple overtime to Army. And the winningest coach in the history of Navy was fired at his locker in the locker room after the loss by the athletic director. They worked together forever.
Oh my God.
Is he still in the Navy?
I don't think you're not in the Navy. Like, because like
Is
you're
the
kind of
coach
always in the
of-
Navy.
is the coach of Navy in the Navy?
I mean, I guess I assumed you're right. I assumed he served. Once you serve in the Navy, you're still in the Navy.
Is the coach of Navy
In the
in the Navy?
I guess, yeah. Like, was Coach K in the Army?
This show was really like today's episode was like 70% trivia.
Oh yeah. Should we do a poll of like, did you like today's episode?
No, we should not. I would like to live blissfully in ignorance.
Do you want more email? All right, DK's doing that. Craig, you want to hear an email?
Yeah.
All right. On the note of, this is from Jewel,
Jewel.
because Cloyce Box and all the freaking people keep coming up with the old people, and DK, as DK always says, like there weren't enough people back then.
No, that's Craig.
So what-
That's a Craigism.
Yeah, there weren't enough
You
people.
didn't have
back
enough
then.
people, so you did everything. In that.
Everybody
So on
had
that
9
note-
jobs.
Jewel, because every old football character, some movie character who just like, played in the NFL and won a Heisman and then went to the war and became a billionaire.
It really was like the OG Avengers.
It was. So George Halas, a.k.a. Halas Hall from the Bears, the legendary founder of the Chicago Bears. Do you know what he was doing before he returned to Illinois to start the Bears and basically start the NFL? He was playing right field for the New York Yankees. And he was replaced by Babe Ruth.
Of course.
Wow.
Now, I looked it up. Not exactly replaced by Babe Ruth, but the story's much better that way. But still, insane.
Did he retire or was he still playing baseball when he started the Bears?
He just starts the NFL as the right fielder for the Yankees. No, I think he left.
Is this why so many football teams in the early days played baseball teams?
Yeah. The other one, maybe
A
a bunch
very
of people-
confusing time for a while there.
Maybe a bunch of Vikings fans know this. I did not know this. You know, Bud Grant, the white-haired longtime head coach of the Vikings, took him to 4 Super Bowls. Before Bud Grant was the coach of the Vikings, he played like 100 games for the Lakers and won an NBA championship.
Really?
Oh no!
I
shit.
did not know that.
Wow. And then he switched sports.
And then he just like became a head coach in football.
God,
That's
man,
crazy.
people-
Did he play for Wooden? Wait, where did he play?
No, the Lakers.
Oh, sorry. I was
You
thinking
thinking UCLA?
Yeah. Sorry. My bad.
I think that was like George McCann era.
Yeah,
He
Wooden
played
was
for the
like,
Minneapolis Lakers, by the way.
Yeah.
Wrong city. They actually have lakes over there.
Also, John Wooden was more like 70s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
Wow.
People doing stuff.
People
and
really
last-
just put their head down and did everything,
Yeah.
They were just like, I'm going to do this next, I'm going to do that.
They didn't have fucking TikTok to scroll.
No
through all
anxiety.
this. Yeah.
And this one's the most important email of all. This is from Tim.
Timmy.
Timmy.
We were talking about Red Rocks.
Yeah.
And we were talking about we would love to be the first show to do a podcast from Red Rocks.
Mhm.
Tim writes that Red
We're
Rocks is open to the public during non-show and daylight hours. You can podcast there anytime. And if you're
Wow.
interested in a tour, I've got a connection that works for the venue.
Wait,
I
but what do
live
you
in
mean
Denver. Let me know.
open to the public? What is like you can just go tour the
Like a
facility?
park?
You can't use like the equipment, can you?
Well, I mean, I assume
You could go
I
on
assume
stage
not.
and record
You could
a
just stand
podcast.
on stage and
well,
set up your own
probably
mic
not.
and
Bring a
Yeah.
bullhorn.
But the park,
So you can just
You could
walk
bring 'em-
around.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's probably what he meant.
We could just do a podcast as close as they'll allow us to Red
Yeah,
Rocks.
just from the parking lot,
right
of Red
outside the
Rocks.
border.
We're just like, oh yeah, Ringer Fantasy Football Show's doing Red Rocks, and we're just like in the parking lot.
Asterisk.
Fine print, yeah. It's technically not Red Rock.
All right, Tim, we'll get in touch. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Kai, for producing this episode.
Thank you for
Thank
thank you to the guy who founded the letter J.
Dude. Oh yeah, what was his name again?
The father of the letter J.
The father of the letter J, John
Father J.
Giorgio Trissino. Thank you, John
Aw.
Giorgio.
What a guy.
Thank you, Lord.
Lord.
Thank you, Bucko9. This is gonna be a one that you guys don't know.
But
I'm
Bucko 9.
willing to guess.
sounds like a
Buck 09?
prospect
Like a
in the
punk
draft.
ska band from back in the day. Swimming in Sand is the only song I know of theirs. Off the
Wow,
top of my
that-
head.
When you just said punk
song.
ska band and then said their song's name was Swimming in Sand, I was like, that completely checks out.
Punk ska band.
Go look
I
it
love
up.
DK.
It's
I
a
love
good song,
DK's
actually.
I love DK's like punk ska 90s background.
There is no genre of music
He's
that
a
has been
skateboard.
explained to me more that I still don't understand than ska.
What do you not understand about ska?
What is ska?
It's a genre of music that
But, like, what
has
is
a
it?
distinctive sound. Well, do you know what like I think it's actually it's derived from like reggae.
I feel like it's like, if I had to describe it, I would say beach punk.
yeah,
Beach punk.
when I think of ska, I think of like the really quick upward strokes of the guitar where it
Yeah.
comes out sounding like da, 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 like
Very
obviously-
fast paced.
Yeah. So instead of playing the guitar with downstrokes or whatever I don't know what to call it. You play up on the lower strings, on the 3 lower strings, and it like comes out sounding like quicker paced and higher pitched.
I also don't know what I'm talking about. So me saying beach punk sounds right in my head, but I'm sure a real ska fan would say that's wrong. But
Email us at Ringer Fantasy Football if you're a ska mad. Also, the last time we did Jimmy Eats World or whatever it is,
Jimmy
Mhm.
Eat World.
Jimmy Eat World. And shout out to Mel, who emailed in that Rob Harvilla has a 60 songs that explain the 90s about it, and basically says that Jimmy Eats World is important because they're the opposite end of the spectrum than emo music. It's like they're the My Chemical Romance is over there, and then Jimmy Eat World is like the flip side. Which they're them in Death Cab.
Oh yeah, I never got into Death Cab.
Oh, I did.
I bet you did, you scoundrel.
The guy who started Death Cab, I want to say, went to Western in Bellingham, where I live. So there's like local connections here.
Have you seen them live?
No.
Mm.
He also did the Postal Service. You remember them?
I don't think so.
And then he was married to what's her name? The Jess from New Girl. What's her name?
Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe Deschanel. Yeah.
Wow. I would have led
Oh.
with that.
Well, I don't think they're married anymore.
Oh,
No,
well, he
now she's
Zoe
married to a
Deschanel.
property brother.
Oh, yeah. What's with those
A
guys?
property brother.
One of the property brothers.
I love that no one knows
married
which is
to
which.
a property brother.
A
No
property
idea which
brother.
one. Couldn't fucking tell you.
Jonathan Scott and Zoe Deschanel. Wait, she spells her name with 2 O's?
Zoe.
Zoe? Has that always been it?
I thought that's how you spelled Zoe.
No, you spell Zoe, the Z-O-E.
Yeah, Zeo
Or-
or Z-O-E-Y, I guess.
I didn't know she had 2 O's.
But I feel like there's a whole world of like HGTV stars who are fucking crazy rich and have like empires and 9 shows on the HGTV channel and nobody knows about them.
Yeah. And they're somewhere having a conversation and they're like, there's probably like people who do like fantasy football like all the time. We don't even know who they are.
HGTV is basically fantasy football for people who are like 60.
Right.
Like
Fixer-uppers.
my parents know everything about HGTV. They watch every single show. So like Joanna Gaines is like the Christian McCaffrey of HGTV. I think she owns a city in Texas pretty much.
I just Chip and Joanna.
Yeah.
Jonathan Scott is the name of the property brother Craig was.
Should we try to figure out how to play
referencing.
fantasy HGTV? Should we like figure that out?
Yeah.
When I was starting out in my career, I was at SB Nation. I was blogging about the Seahawks. I used to always think about like, what's the weirdest thing I could start a blog about? for SB Nation. Like, and I think I've mentioned this on the show before. I wanted to start a blog about Cirque du Soleil. I was like, Cirque du Soleil is the most fucking impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I would blog about this. It's the coolest fucking shit. I'd be
go every week.
I'd be like breaking down the crazy shit.
Still amazing.
Ranking the most astounding flips that we saw in the Cirque du Soleil show or wherever.
Another great show at Cirque du Soleil.
First off, no one died. Second off, whatever. They're the most impressive athletes I've ever seen in my life.
I've never seen it
in real life. Like,
I've
it's
never seen
insane the shit they do.
Email us at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com about Cirque du Soleil. I don't know anything about it, honestly.
Anyway, so maybe we should start an SB Nation blog about owning property and doing fixer-uppers. Also, used to be really into House Hunters International. Did you ever watch that show?
I watched House Hunters a lot.
Yeah. I went through a phase with House Hunters International.
Yeah, there's like a whole 11 p.m. syndicated TV wormhole where you just watch like Chopped, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, House Hunters. You just like wake up on the couch and on the screen is going, and we're rolling out to Minneapolis, where Joe Williams is making the best short rib west of the Mississippi.
Just got like his 25 rings on his fingers, just eating a burger.
Fun fact: Guy Fieri's son just enrolled at San Diego State. Baby, go Aztecs!
Good to know. What's Guy Fieri's son name? Brick?
Hunter.
Okay.
Hunter Fieri. So it's Fieri.
Yeah,
Fieri.
So, kind of a big get. I wonder what NIL deal we gave him.
Big get.
Hunter Fieri's walking around San Diego State like,
yeah.
My great grandfather invented the letter J.
The House Hunters International, by the way, complete bullshit. I feel like every couple on the show, it's like, I'm a part-time blogger for whatever, like a wellness website, and I make sweaters on the side, and our budget is $7 million.
Okay. And then you find out her great grandfather invented the J, and you're like, okay, this is generational wealth. I also heard that House Hunters is
she's
fake.
Got big J money. Yeah.
I heard that the couples already have chosen the house, but when they're touring all the other ones.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That
which makes more sense if you're going to make a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is fun to imagine which one you'd pick, though. I'll give them that. They have a good like just idea for that show.
Kai just texted us that we should do a show about Craven the House Hunter, Fieri. Craven the House Hunter. Dude, that's one of the best Rick and Morty bits. Rick and Morty has this interdimensional cable where they flip channels, but it's every cable in every possible conceivable universe. It's every station in the multiverse. And they're watching House Hunters, but it's just like guys hunting houses. It's just wild houses in the woods and they're like killing them.
The most dangerous game, Yeah.
Isn't there like there's the fake TV show in 30 Rock that's starring Will Ferrell and you only see ads for it and it's called like Bitch Hunter or something? It's like him hunting women.
So many good shows.
Oh my God.
Or is it Bitch Hunter or is it MILF Hunter? It's one of those two.
MILF Hunter. That's that might be something else, Greg.
Oh, actually, this is going to be.
Which one would NBC allow to be on air? I can't tell what's worse. Also, I have a correction. Guy Fieri has two sons. One is named Hunter. The second is named Ryder. Ryder is going to San Diego State.
Ryder?
You're getting Hunter and Ryder?
Damn.
Yeah, Ryder is going to San Diego State. We're here in Waco, Texas. And you won't believe what Mike Dufresne is doing with cream cheese.
I love that Craig thinks that like getting Guy Fieri's son is going to be like good for the
hang
school.
A banner.
I don't know. No, it was funny because like Guy Fieri online treated it like his son was like a 5-star prospect deciding where he was going to take his talents. Like he was like they were like posting all about it. They were like all in t-shirts and merch. Yeah, it's like what are we doing? He's just going to school.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.